It started about 6 months ago. I was driving back from visiting my sister in name a slightly distant town, e.g., Mananthavadi. It was late, maybe around 1:30 a.m. The usual route was closed for roadwork, so I had to take this old back road. It's the kind of road where you barely get any signal, the trees crowd in on both sides, and the only light is your headlights. You know the type. Makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up even when nothing's happening. Anyway, I'm driving along, trying to stay awake, and I noticed this light in my rearview mirror. Just a single, faint blinking light. I figured it was another car, probably someone else taking the detour, but the thing was, it never seemed to get closer. I'd check the mirror every few minutes, and it would be the same distance back, just that faint, rhythmic blink. I sped up a little, thinking maybe they were driving slow. I checked again, still there, same distance. I slowed down, figuring they'd pass. Nope, still the same. It was like this light was just following me. Not gaining, not losing ground, just there. At first I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was a bike with a faulty tail light. Maybe it was just the way the light reflected off something in the distance, but the road was completely empty behind me, except for that single blinking point. Then, things started to feel off. I'd catch glimpses of movement in my peripheral vision, just beyond the reach of my headlights. Shadows that seemed to flicker and then disappear. I told myself it was just the trees playing tricks on my eyes, the late hour making me jumpy. But then, I heard it. It was faint, almost like the wind, but it sounded like whispering. I couldn't make out any words, just this low, murmuring sound that seemed to be coming from outside the car. I turned down the radio, held my breath, and listened. It was still there. A faint, sibilant whispering that seemed to be just beyond the windows. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, my heart starting to pound. I told myself it was just the wind whistling through the trees, but the air felt still and heavy. There wasn't a breath of wind. Then I saw it in my side mirror, just for a split second. A dark shape, just at the edge of the tree line. It was tall and thin, and it seemed to be watching me. When I turned my head to look directly, it was gone. Just the dark, silent trees. That's when the fear really started to set in. I felt this cold dread wash over me, this primal feeling that I wasn't alone, that something was out there and it wasn't good. I pressed down on the accelerator, wanting to put as much distance as possible between me and whatever that was. The blinking light in my rearview mirror seemed to intensify, the rhythm becoming slightly faster, almost agitated. Up ahead, I saw a small, abandoned-looking building by the side of the road. It looked like an old store or something, the windows boarded up, paint peeling. It was the only sign of civilization I'd seen for miles. And then, the terrifying turning point. As I was passing this building, my headlights caught something on the porch. It was a figure, hunched over, facing away from the road. It was too dark to make out any details, but the way it was sitting, so still, so lifeless, it sent a shiver down my spine. I didn't stop. I couldn't. My foot was glued to the gas pedal. I glanced back in my rearview mirror, and the blinking light was closer now. Much closer. And then, for the briefest of moments, as the light illuminated the figure on the porch, I saw its head slowly turn towards my car. I didn't see a face, just a dark void where its features should have been. But I felt it. I felt its gaze. It was like a physical weight pressing down on me. I sped up, the engine roaring. I didn't look back again. I just kept driving, my eyes fixed on the road ahead. The image of that dark figure burned into my mind. Eventually, I reached the main road. The familiar streetlights, the occasional passing car. It felt like I'd woken up from a nightmare. The blinking light was gone. The whispering had stopped. But the feeling, that feeling of being watched, of something lurking just beyond the darkness, it hasn't left me. I got home, shaken. The next morning, I checked my Ring camera footage. I have one pointed at my driveway. Everything seemed normal. My car pulling up, me getting out, going inside. Nothing out of the ordinary. But sometimes, late at night, I'll scroll back through the footage from that night, even though I know there won't be anything there. And sometimes, just sometimes, I think I see a faint blinking light in the distance just at the edge of the camera's view. I don't know what it was out there on that back road. I don't know who or what that figure was. And I don't know why that blinking light seemed to follow me. But I do know one thing. I will never take that back road again. And every time I look in my rearview mirror at night, can't help but wonder if that faint, rhythmic blink will reappear.